Okay, we're in the WCRN studios with, now your last name is pronounced
Les Gosule.
Les Gosule. I am horrible with names. I'd forget my own if I didn't have it written down someplace. Now your bill that we've been talking about all morning on, conservatively speaking, the deadline is coming on Tuesday for this bill.
Well, actually, the deadline for the governor, he has 10 days, is really midnight on Sunday, tomorrow. He has to do something, legally, he has to do something by midnight tomorrow. He either would sign the bill, God willing, is what he should do. He can veto the bill or send an amendment in. Those basically are his three choices. He can pocket veto, but he's not going to do that.
Now, tell us what this bill is that you've been working on for 12 years, actually, I believe.
This bill basically says, in very simple English...
And the name of the bill?
Is the habitual offender bill or the Melissa bill. Those are the two right names of the bill. The Melissa bill, the habitual offender bill. And what the bill says is, if you commit 3 violent felonies, i.e. murder, attempted murder, rape, abuse or rape of a child, those kind of crimes, that in the 3rd violent felon, you will be held in jail for the guideline sentence set by the Commonwealth of Mass, not subject to parole.
So this isn't the 3 strikes and you're out. You're just forced to serve your full sentence.
Full, right. This is not if you write, that's really a great point, Pete. This is not if you write a bad check that you go to jail for life. This deals only with violent felonies and only deals with a certain 30 or 40 specific violent felonies as agreed to by the State House.
Now, from what we've been discussing here, apparently the strategy is the old Southern strategy for blocking civil rights bills, trying to run out the clock. Considering the law basically says you will have to serve your time in prison that you've been sentenced to, how is that something that people oppose?
Well, that's a really interesting question. If you look at the State House, the House approved the bill with 139 against 14. The Senate approved it 31-7. So out of 200 people that voted in the State House, we had a clear majority. It's bipartisan support. So the majority of the people at the State House have approved this bill overwhelmingly. So at this point, it's only one signature left to get this bill passed, and that's Governor Patrick.
Now, if the governor does not sign this bill, what's the play for you? What's the next plan?
Well, if this time allows, then the Senate and the House theoretically has time to override the veto and pass the bill by override. And if the House has a chance and the Senate has a chance, they will override the veto. But they need time, and as you know, the legislative year closes July 31st. We're playing against the clock. The question is there enough time to override a governor's veto if it's mandated, if it's necessary? And I'm concerned about the clock. I'm concerned about if there's enough time. The right answer is sign the bill as is, and then make whatever corrections you need to next year. That would be the right answer. This is a great bill. It's a lot better than what we have for a whole bunch of reasons. And we should be doing something to protect the innocent people in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, our children, our daughters.
Now, is this all about basically giving the governor an excuse for, oh, we didn't get this done in time, or is there any suspicion that some of the votes that passed this bill came with like a wink saying, don't worry, we'll run out the clock, so you can say you voted for the bill, but it's not your fault if it didn't pass?
I want to believe, at least into Tuesday, I want to believe that the governor is a man of his word, and holding him accountable and keeping him to his word. He told me he wants to see a balanced bill passed, and he supports a balanced bill. This bill is balanced, and I'm hoping that the governor keeps his word, because we all know he's an honorable man. And so I anticipate this bill to be passed one way or the other come Tuesday.
Where online can we find more information about this bill, Melissa's bill?
The easiest way is just to Google the Melissa law, the Melissa bill. If you Google it, you'll find it. There's a whole bunch of sites that come up. Just Google it. It's the easiest way to find it.
Len, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It's Les.